Coming up on DC News Now at 4, DC's mayor makes a trip to the Masters on the taxpayer's dime.
Mayor Bowser, can you come to 8th Street and help these homeless people?
Breaking down the response from City Hall.
Plus, leaders in Prince George's County hoping to provide students safe passage to school. Their plan for an improved experience.
Nice conditions are sticking around for now, but showers are on their way once again. We'll time out when you can expect some of this soggy weather.
Then, are Metro's doors opening faster? Metro testing new automated doors on some of its trains.
And coming up in Tech Talk, take a look at how the University of Maryland is ramping up efforts to teach students and teachers about artificial intelligence.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us on this Tuesday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Tosin Fakile. After a busy afternoon yesterday, beautiful, warm, sunny, not too windy day, Mark would say, make this a great day to take a walk or just be outside.
One.
Oh, you did?
I took one, yeah, an extended walk.
I love it. You didn't have to cut it short because of rain.
Not at all. We're taking a live look outside. I believe at Roslyn, you can see it's sunny out. A big change from yesterday, I guess, when it wasn't nearly as nice of a day. But let's head over now to meteorologist Damon Matson with the first look at the forecast.
Yeah, such a nice change, guys. That is for sure. It was busy out there. This time yesterday, we had several storms, a few of them severe, of course, rolling across the DMV. But this afternoon, totally flipping the script. We have sunny skies out there. It is quiet as can be. It's been like this all day long. The only areas we're seeing a little bit of cloud cover from nearby showers is as you go all the way back south and west, down toward West Virginia. That's where there is a little bit of activity, but that should stay out of the DMV as we head into the evening. And not only is it sunny and quiet, we've had very comfortable temperatures. It was almost a little too warm at times yesterday with temperatures well into the middle and upper 80s. But here this afternoon, we've mostly had middle 70s across much of the DMV. DC at 74. A few 80s still popping up back toward West Virginia, but that is the exception, not the rule. And then on top of that here, folks, too, no mugginess in the air, making it feel that much more comfortable. Look at these very low dew points in that crisp, comfortable range out there. So that's what we have been soaking up, hopefully, as we've gone throughout the entire day. And this will continue. Now, we are going to see a few more clouds building in the sky as we head into the overnight hours. That is the leading edge of our next batch of unsettled weather that is going to arrive here tomorrow and bring about our next round of rainfall. So this quiet weather is only going to last for so much longer. We'll time out when you should expect those rain showers and perhaps a few thunderstorms in the mix as we get into the day on Wednesday. That's coming up in a full look at your forecast here in just a bit.
All right, looking forward to that. Damon, thank you. Right now, a new program is underway at several schools across Prince George's County. Yeah,
volunteers with the Safe Passage pilot program are working to help students stay safe on their way home from school. DC News Now's Randy Bass is live at Largo High School. And Randy, you had a chance to see the program in action.
Yeah, we saw those Safe Passage volunteers at work here at Largo High School today wearing their purple shirts, making sure students were able to cross the street safely, making sure they were going straight home and staying out of trouble after the last bell rang here for the day. The big goals of this program are roadway and pedestrian safety and squashing any beef between students before it escalates to violence. Largo High School here, one of the first schools to be part of this program. 5 others, Flowers High School, Bladensburg High School, Suitland High School, and Central High School, also along with Andrew Jackson Middle School, taking part in seeing these new volunteers here on campus. DC already has a similar Safe Passage program. It now comes to Prince George's after several students found themselves in harm's way. Earlier this school year, 2 children were struck and killed by a driver leaving Riverdale Elementary School, and a student was shot and killed on her way home from Duval High School. County School Board member Brandon Jackson is putting on the purple shirt and helping to kickstart the pilot program.
This program is basically just making sure our kids get home safe the same way they left home. We went through a really intensive training with the violence interrupters from Washington, D.C. that taught us on how to engage students, making sure that you can appeal to the things that they're interested in, taking information from them if they're willing to give it to you, and then turning that information over to the security.
Jackson says the program still needs a lot more volunteers in order to sustain and keep up with the high demand. The pilot program lasts for about another 6 weeks. If you're interested in signing up to volunteer, you can find that form online. Live in Largo, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Randy, thank you. And staying in Prince George's County, for the third time over the past week, an officer shot someone or someone fired at police. The most recent incident in Oxon Hill yesterday when Forest Heights police shot a suspect who they say had a knife. Police say officers stopped a car wanted in a neighboring jurisdiction linked to an assault suspect. Forest Heights police say they asked the suspect to come out of the car several times before that person eventually stepped out with that knife. Investigators tell us the information is preliminary and it could change as the investigation continues.
The suspect eventually exited the vehicle armed with a knife. During the encounter with the armed suspect, one officer discharges his duty-issue weapon, striking the suspect. Officers rendered emergency medical care until an ambulance arrived and transported to the hospital with injuries that are considered non-life-threatening.
Now, Forest Heights police say there is body camera footage of that shooting.
Well, details first shared by DC News Now. DC Mayor Muriel Bowser attended the Masters golf tournament in Georgia over the weekend, and taxpayer money was used for her travel expenses.
Yeah, very interesting here. Ben Dennis broke this story. Ben, a lot of people living in D.C. pushing back against the fact that taxpayer city money is being used to get her there, and now a former mayor sticking up for Bowser?
Yes, indeed. So we're continuing to find new details even to day 2 of our reporting. We started asking questions after the mayor's office said that she'd be going to Augusta, Georgia last weekend. Her team tells me she did attend the golf tournament for work, not for play. We're now working to find out how much money was spent to get there as residents sound off.
I didn't know she was a golf fan. When did that start?
Ask people in D.C. about Mayor Muriel Bowser's recent visit to the Masters tournament. You'll likely get a response.
What is her purpose at the golf tournament?
Questions about the mayor's whereabouts over the weekend came after her office said she'd traveled to Augusta, Georgia, as part of a sports and economic development visit. A spokesperson for the mayor confirmed she was indeed at the Masters. We asked more questions. That spokesperson went on to say that city money was used for her flights.
Quite sure she didn't do that. She's an excellent mayor.
That's not good. At least asked if they could pay for it.
Bowser's spokesperson tells us she was invited by 2 people spearheading a new city task force to revitalize Gallery Place in Chinatown.
At the Masters.
At the Masters.
So they couldn't come to D.C.?
Chinatown is part of Washington, D.C. Chinatown's located in all the states.
Bowser banked a recent win, convincing the owners of the Capitals and Wizards to stay put through at least 2050. When asked why the mayor needed to travel to Augusta, nearly 500 miles from D.C. as the crow flies, her spokesperson said, whether it's here in the city or another country, the mayor is willing to advance administrative interests no matter the setting. Former mayor and current councilman Vincent Gray defends Bowser, saying in part, I see no controversy in travel that is intended to promote the district in furtherance of opportunity that benefits residents and local businesses. Still, some people think there are more pressing issues back at home.
It's like, how often is there a shooting?
Mayor Bowser, can you come to 8th Street and help these homeless people, please, please?
Well, the mayor's office told me that she did use municipal money for that travel. They didn't say how much. We have, however, filed a Freedom of Information Act request with the city to learn more about how much money was spent on the taxpayers' dime. Ben Dennis, back to you.
All right, Ben, thank you. In Virginia, with lawmakers on their way back to Richmond, both parties are pointing the finger at the other. It comes as the General Assembly is set to consider the 233 amendments Governor Youngkin made to the budget passed by the Democratic-controlled General Assembly. House Speaker Don Scott criticizing the governor's proposed changes, saying that the budget passed by Democrats invests in key areas and that the governor is pretending to be bipartisan. Meanwhile, House Republicans calling out Democrats for refusing to negotiate with the governor.
More likely is that the Democrats take a hard line, reject most, if not all, of these amendments, and then that sort of encourages the governor to veto all of them, and then we sort of have to go back to the drawing board for a compromise budget that will be passed by the end of June.
Well, if the governor does veto the budget, he'll have to call a special session for lawmakers to pass a compromise budget by the June 30th deadline.
And still in Virginia, vehicles used to take passengers between the main terminal and the midfield concourses at Dulles Airport, they're getting a facelift. 2 mobile lounges were loaded and on a truck, and they're headed to a factory in Pennsylvania. Now, Dulles is the only airport in the country that uses these mobile lounges. The revamp is part of a rehabilitation project to make the vehicles more reliable and safe.
Everything on the entire machine. They're going to have new engines, new transmissions, new complete drive system. The passenger compartment, interior as well as the exterior, will be cosmetic.
Officials say they expect this rehabilitation work to be done within 2 years. Montgomery County Council is working to codify its Make Office Vacancy Extinct program, better known as the MOVE grant, into law. Now, the program currently provides up to $80,000 for small businesses to lease office space in Montgomery County. But as office vacancies continue to grow in the area, they say it's at a staggering 22%. Lawmakers looking to provide more funding for the program. At-large Councilmember Evan Glass calling the measure crucial for economic development.
We need people to get back into the office. We need to support our local economy. And by having more offices and businesses here in Montgomery County, we are really going to help our economy.
Glass hoping this measure brings back jobs into the county.